If you've ever dropped a clip into DaVinci Resolve and thought, this feels too slow, or this part drags on way too long, you're not alone. Speed control is one of the easiest ways to make your videos feel more polished. But a lot of people either overcomplicate it or miss the small details that make it look smooth. The good news is, once you understand a couple of simple tools, you can speed up or slow down your footage in seconds and actually make it feel intentional. Let's start with the fastest way to change speed. Go to your timeline and select the clip you want to adjust. Right-click on it, and you'll see an option called Change Clip Speed. Click that, and a small window will pop up. This is where you can manually set your speed. If you want the clip to play faster, increase the percentage. For example, 200% will make it twice as fast. If you want slow motion, bring it down to something like 50%. Now here's one small thing that makes a big difference. You'll see an option called Ripple Sequence. If you leave this unchecked, your timeline will not shift, and you might end up with gaps or overlapping clips. Most of the time you'll want this turned on, so everything adjusts automatically and stays clean. Click Change, and you're done. That's the basic method. But here's where things get more interesting. If you want more control, especially for things like speed ramps, right-click the clip again and choose Retime Controls. This adds a speed bar directly on top of your clip. You can drag this to speed things up or slow them down visually. What most beginners don't realize is that you can click the small drop-down arrow on that bar and add speed points. This lets you change the speed at different parts of the clip, instead of applying one speed to the entire clip. For example, you can keep your clip normal at the start, slow it down for a key moment, then speed it back up after. This is how you get those smooth cinematic slow motion effects you see in a lot of videos. Now if you try this and it looks choppy, this is where a lot of people get stuck. The issue usually comes down to frame rate. If your footage was shot at 30 frames per second and you slow it down too much, there just are not enough frames to keep it smooth. That's why slow motion looks best when your footage is shot at higher frame rates, like 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. But even if you didn't do that, there's still something you can try. Select your clip, then go to the inspector in the top right corner. Scroll down until you see Retime and Scaling. Under Retime Process, change it from Nearest to Optical Flow. This tells DaVinci Resolve to generate extra frames between your existing ones, which can make slow motion look much smoother. Just keep in mind, it is not perfect. If there is a lot of movement or motion blur, you might see some warping. So use it when it helps, not blindly. Now for a quick workflow tip. If you know you're going to speed up or slow down clips often, it is much faster to use keyboard shortcuts. Press Ctrl+R to bring up Retime Controls instantly. It saves you a lot of time instead of constantly right-clicking. At this point, you should be able to speed up clips, slow them down cleanly, and create smooth speed ramps without overcomplicating it. And once you start using this intentionally, you'll notice your videos feel tighter, more engaging, and just better paced overall. If this helped, make sure to like the video and subscribe. And if you want to keep improving your editing in DaVinci Resolve, there is a lot more coming on this channel.